Success is hard, and to achieve your success, you need to learn how to not get distracted by other people or just your surroundings. Most people, they dream big, but they do less. And see, that's their problem. They easily get distracted. If you truly want to lock in 2025, I'll share you 3 things you should do to not get distracted and focus on yourself, which is easily going to boost you and your knowledge in achieving your success sooner. Hey, my name is Sabine and welcome back to my channel. Today in this video, I'll share you the most important fact that most adults, most teenagers, basically everyone, they ignore it and they don't pay attention to the facts, and that's why they are not where they want to be in life. So the fact is getting distracted. And let me tell you, this is the most deadliest thing than failure, because failure is only temporary, it's not permanent. And distraction is for lifetime. Once you get distracted, then there's going to be a hard time, building your way up. Because distraction is basically like an elevator. Once you're all the way at the top floor and you accidentally click the wrong button, you have to go all the way back down. That's what distraction really is. And so in this video, I will share to you how to not get distracted. And let me tell you, if you if you learn how to manage it properly, if you know how to not get distracted, then there's a high chance you will achieve your success. And no matter what, you will achieve your success, because there's a high chance of you achieving your success if you learn how to manage it properly. But if you don't know how to manage it properly, then that's your problem, right? Because listen, you will regret it in life, because getting distracted is so, it's painful. And because the reason why it's painful is because you have to go up again. You have to do all the steps that you did before. It's going to be very hard, getting back up again. And yeah, so let me jump right in. All right, so number 1, your environment shapes your future. And what I mean by this is surround yourself with good things. Surround yourself that makes closer to your goals, that helps you achieve your goals sooner. For example, don't hang around with your friends too much. I'm not saying that, don't hang around with your friends. All I'm saying is don't get distracted by them, because getting distracted is very easy. If you do get distracted, then the time is limited. It's not infinity. And use your time wisely, because you only have certain amount of, time in your life. And the clock is ticking, and it's your choice to make the right decisions in your life. So all I'm saying is you can hang around with your friends, but don't get distracted by your friends, which is the most important thing. If you don't get distracted and focus on yourself and do what you're supposed to do that makes closer to your dreams, your goals, then there's a high chance of you achieving what you want in life. It's not necessarily has to be success. So for example, it could be your goal, your dream car, your dream anything that makes closer to your goals. But on the other hand, if you don't really focus on, if you get distracted too much, don't focus on yourself, you're lazy, you cannot be bothered to get up and, do certain things, then there's a high chance you will not achieve your success. And it's just common sense, because if you are lazy, cannot be bothered to do certain things that you're supposed to do that makes closer to your dreams, then there's no point of going further. And I'm just being honest, because achieving your goals, achieving your dreams is all about consistency and hard work. If you don't put the hard work in, then you won't be able to achieve your success. You will end up where most adults are, which are 9 to 5. They are working days, nights, weeks, months, years, and they have to work the same routine for the rest of their lives. And it's only some of them though, because some of them are doing some completely different things. But all I'm saying is, if you don't really focus on what you're supposed to do, then there's a high chance you won't achieve your success, and you're going to end up in 9 to 5, and you don't want that to happen. For example, don't go to social media too much. Don't watch TikTok, Instagram, or anything that gets you distracted. Because let me tell you, once you watch one video in any social media, then you'll realize that you want to watch more. If you watch one video and you accidentally scroll to another one because you're used to it, and if you watch 2 videos, 3, 4, 5, you will continue watching more, and you won't even realize the time is passing quickly. because time is only limited, and like I said before, you only have certain amount of time in your life. Use your time wisely. And if because let me tell you, scrolling on social media is basically a distraction. It's an addiction, because you don't even realize that you scrolled one, you scrolled two, you scrolled three, and you continue scrolling. And I bet you this, if you go ask somebody that, how much you scrolled today, they won't know it, because who counts? You might be wondering, right? And yeah, that's true. Who even counts? They just they want entertainment and etc. And yeah, but at the same time, the time is going, time is going fast. They don't realize what's really happening to them and what's really happening to your future as well, because you cannot go back to the time. The time is constantly just pushing you forward. You cannot go back. You cannot do anything. And yeah, distraction. That's the number one thing. Social media, phones, TikTok, Instagram. The number one thing is don't pay attention to social media too much. All right, so number 2, no one stays focused without a reason. Remember why you started, because no one stays focused without a reason, and you should 100% have a reason why you should start. Remember what you want in life. Remember what you want to achieve in life. Remember what what your dream really is, and how do you want your parents to be proud of you. You need to set that kind of goal, and work towards it. Work towards your goal every single day, because like I said before, no one stays focused without a reason. And try to imagine that you already have achieved what you really want in life. Try to remember and try to imagine that you already got what you want. You for example, your favorite car, your favorite house you already bought. Try to have that kind of experience and work towards it, because if you have the imagination, you can see your future very clearly. And yeah, try to go forward and don't try to go back. For example, let's say a person he wants a brand new car, Lamborghini, but he's so desperate. He's very desperate. He cannot wait. He's saving his money. He's doing everything to achieve what he really wants in future, in his like what he really admires in future. And guess what? He's lazy. He cannot be bothered. He cannot be bothered to get up and do what he's supposed to do. That makes him closer to his dreams and his goals. And that kept happening for a lot of times. And one time he decided to change. One time he put his phone on silent. He avoided distraction. He stopped hanging around with the bad people. And guess what? He locked in for 5 months, and you can see the major changes that he went through. He changed 100 times better than what he was before. And there's with that level of mindset, there's a high chance of him achieving his success very quickly, because the mindset is very rare. And what he has done, he locked in for 5 months, and he can already imagine what he really wants in future. He already has a clear imagination. He was more disciplined. He knew how to behave on certain things, and he was more serious about certain things than rather being like laughing at this or not doing what he's supposed to do. And he was disciplined. He created new good habits. He stopped hanging around with bad people. And that's exactly what you really need to do to achieve your success. Alright, so number 3, the last one. Review yourself every day. If you truly want to achieve something in life, you should make progress every single day. Because yesterday you should be better than yesterday. You should be better today than yesterday. And that is exactly what I mean. For example, like you should be 100 times better than what you were before. So like for example me, I woke up, I went downstairs, and then I ate, and I came upstairs and I got on what I was supposed to do. I got on what makes closer to my dreams. And I did the same thing, tomorrow as well. But tomorrow I did it better. I did it better than what I did today. And that's exactly what I mean. Because you should be 100 times better than what you were before. And even 1% counts. Include that 1%. Because that 1%, if you're 1% better than yesterday, that means you're 100 times better than yesterday. Because you are 1% better than yesterday. And that's exactly what I mean by reviewing yourself and getting better, every single day. You should make progress. And that is exactly, even 1% counts, like I said. Like 1%, be better than yesterday. Do anything that makes you better than yesterday. And at the end of the day, just put your phone away, put your phone in silent, get away with any distractions that you're facing currently. And just put a piece of paper in your desk and just grab a pen and just write down what you have done better. For example, I woke up, I got on with my work, and then and I did what I was supposed to do, and that was basically better than yesterday, because I was 1% better than yesterday. And that's exactly what I mean by reviewing yourself every single day, getting better every single day. Even 1% counts, remember that. Okay, that's all for today. I hope you have took these 3 things and applied them into your life. It's truly going to change you a lot. And like I said earlier as well, your environment shapes your future. And what I mean by this is, don't get distracted, don't hang around with bad people, and just focus on yourself. Another thing is, like, no one stays focused without a reason. You should 100% have a reason why you should be focused. You should have a vision of yourself. Try to have that imagination in your head of that you already achieved what you really want in life. And the last thing is, review yourself every day. And what I mean by this is, try to be better than every single, try to be better every day. Like, you should be 100 times better than yesterday. Even 1% counts. If you're 1% better than yesterday, that means you're 100% better than yesterday. Thank you for watching. I hope you have liked this video, and make sure to like, subscribe, and comment down below of what you really think. For now, keep learning, keep growing, and keep hustling. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.